Hello everybody, welcome to Games for Gamers. Today we are here in Heroes of the Storm, taking a look at the newest hero to be released. She is Lieutenant Morales, otherwise known as the Medic, and she hails to us from the Starcraft universe. She's slightly similar to the medevac that was in the original Starcraft, but here in this game and in the more recent Starcraft, she is her own unit. You can see here her stock skin is white with red in the shield, and this is her little fart attack gun. Call it the fart attack gun. It sounds like poison. Like when she shoots with this thing, it's very like ploip, 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 ploip. So I did pick her up today and already had one match with her, and she is a lot of fun. She brings two very different heroics to the table, one of which is good for dive comp or auto attackers, and the other one is very good on certain objective modes. So I've previously taken a look at her when she was on the PTR. However, it was stupid to attempt to do a match with her on the PTR because everybody was doing a medic at the time. So I was just able to really kind of do the target dummy work with her. So when you first get her, her stock skins have the white and kind of red cross red. You have the alliance coloration, and God, I hope I never ever ever use this. I did see somebody with it earlier today. And then you have this sort of paladin gold, which also returns her to her more Hispanic-y sounding coloration to go with her name, whereas the blue alliance one so makes her a bit more pale. Her master skin is one that has some differences from the original, but it probably is not the biggest amount of difference. There are some cool things here. So this is a master version of the white and red. This one that makes her look like Samus. It's actually almost garish. This is very, very bright. And then Princess Powerpuff Morales over here, like wow. Just so girly. The skin that I'm using is the Apothecary Morales, which makes her look a little bit like the poisoners used by the Forsaken in World of Warcraft. There is this paler one over here that makes her kind of look like a Diablo coloration, and this very deep crimson and steel, which would be the one that I most certainly would be using. I would use all of these in progression, as I like all of them enough to use the one to denote the rank that I have. Her abilities are Healing Beam, Safeguard, and Displacement Grenade. Displacement Grenade is similar to Tychus's. She lobs a grenade in a straight line that when it hits, it explodes and it knocks enemies away. Safeguard is a kind of Tassadar-ish shield that can be applied to one person and two people with a talent later on. Reduces the damage they take by 25% for 3 seconds. Healing Beam, this is where she is a lot like the medic from TF2. I'm going to tell you this right now at the top of the video. Playing Lieutenant Morales is sort of like you are playing the bastard sex child of the TF2 medic and Sergeant Hammer. You need to position yourself in a way that you can still hit people, like the medic in TF2, but you want to be backline enough that your trait, the Caduceus Reactor, is kicking in, and that means you have to play a little bit like a Sergeant Hammer. So her trait, Caduceus Reactor, the interior of this shield glows green and pulses healing back at her. She restores health when she doesn't take damage, similar to Muradin, and similar to Falstad's speed when he doesn't take damage. It takes 4 seconds to kick in, so this means that unlike Karazim, who really can be anywhere, and same for Rhaegar, you really want to be as backline as possible. If you have good auto attackers like your Illidan's, your Valas, your Raynors, Zeratuls, people like that, Stim Drone is the heroic of choice. It has a large 90-second cooldown that basically gives that person a mini bloodlust. This can be talented into bloodlusting you also. The other heroic has a very short cooldown, is called the Medevac Dropship, a target location, the medevac comes in, and it hangs there for about 10 seconds, and then it takes off to go where the medevac wants it to go. Very good for gank squads and certain maps. Her talents at tier 1, she has prolonged safeguard, trauma trigger, feedback loop, scouting drone. Scouting drone is it reveals a large area, but as I discovered with Raynor, this does not actually pop stealthers. This is just simply something that you can plop down if you think an ambush is waiting, or you just kind of want to view an area for a while. Probably people won't be taking this a lot. Safeguard returns mana on expiration. This is actually not particularly bad. She does have a little bit of mana issues, so feedback loop is pretty solid. Prolonged safeguard says safeguard goes for 1 second. I think the more consistency of all the talents here comes out of feedback loop. Trauma trigger says that you gain an untalented safeguard when you get damage below 50%. Could be good if you see dive comp. So my decision making on this would be probably never. Most fights or most battles, dive comp. If dive comp is on the enemy side, your Illidan's, your flankers like Nova, Zeratul, and prolonged safeguard, I just don't like that much. Here you have Bile Shield, Advanced Block, Upgraded Ballistics, Infused Grenades. I would go with Bile Shield under most circumstances, but Advanced Block if so far the enemy has been targeting you heavily and they have Dive Comp. Clear, Irradiate, Cooldown Mule, and Cleanse. Well, Cleanse speaks for itself. You're going to use this on stun, root, and snare compositions. Mule will be good on certain maps like Sky Temple and ones like that. Who cares about Clear? Irradiate. Healing Beam grants a damage aura. Good if you're able to work on tanks a little bit, your Arthuses and your Johannas, or heavy melee comp like your Zeratuls, Sonias, Illidan's. Here, we've already talked about this. We know we've discussed where to pick what on that. 13 is the worst talent tier for making decisions. This is a very tough tier. Spell Shield, very good if people on the other side are ability-based teams. And not auto-attackers. Apologize, I'm yawning a bit here. Preventative Care, Healing Beam, target reduces enemy attack speed. Good if the enemy team is a lot of auto-attackers. Couples Therapy, Healing Beam also heals you. This has got about pretty much 100% value. No matter what team you're facing, Couples Therapy will also be good because you cannot heal yourself. Other than your trait. You can shield yourself, but you can't heal yourself if you're getting damaged. So, good way to go. Intensive Care, Healing Beams, healing increases over time. This one, similar to Preventative Care, is a very good counter for dive comp and really focusing on trying to keep a tank up. This is a very tough tier. It kind of can go either way. Here at 16 we have Inoculation, increases safeguard initial damage reduction. It can be cast twice, and 2 grenade talents. I have gone Shield Sequencer so far, and it's worked out pretty well. Very good if you're running a multiple warrior build, or you have warriors and melee attackers where you want to nail 2 people at once. You can cast the second on at no cost, so it is free. Transfusion lasts longer, also affects yourself. This is when the Bloodlust affects you. Medbay, Medevac heals nearby allies and everybody aboard for 100 health a second. This is like a light well or a healing totem. Caduceus Reactor restores mana and grants shields. Very solid in all circumstances. And Storm Shield. So, what we are going to go ahead and do here is try to get into a match with Morales and see what she is like. So, we will go ahead and pause for a little bit, and we will be back when we get into a match. Alright, so on my team I have a Nova A Gazlo, an Uther, and a Murky. They have a Murky, Rhaegar, Nova, Morales, and a Gazlo. So this is almost like a giant mirror match. Other than their Nova, they don't really have a whole lot of dive comp. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Feedback Loop to get a little bit of sustain going over here. So I have actually paired off with a few Uthers since playing the medic, and it's actually not a bad comp for double support. So as you can see here, I'm trying to maintain max distance. Ooh, that was a bad grenade on my part. I knocked him out of his AoE there, which was kind of stupid. I'm gonna let Gazlo work this out a bit. Now, I don't think I could really keep him up for two people, especially at this mana level over here, so I think early on you're gonna have to realize where your Morales' mana is and work around it, and don't assume that Morales is going to be able to keep you up if the mana gets very, very low. It's very, very interesting in the fact that this is almost like a mirror image match over here. Their comp is... oh my god, what is that? Is that Russian in the middle of it? What is Russian? What? See, I'm trying to stay about that far back to make sure that my self-healing stays up. There's nothing much I can do about that. Like, in that case where I got sniped by Nova, nothing I can do. I can shield myself, but if my shield is down like it was, nothing that I can do. Now, what's kind of cool about the beam is that it will not cost mana if you are beaming somebody who is at full health. Tanking camps on the medic is not really a good idea because you can shield yourself, but if that happens, you wind up being in trouble. You are very, very prone to the gank. Because the only thing you can do is get out of combat. You cannot emergency heal yourself, so you really are kind of like the healer best friend. You have to make sure you kind of stick with somebody and have a target. You really don't want to be off alone. The good thing is that you can attack while healing. And you notice there, I waited for the Gazlo's AoE to go out so that I didn't knock people out of his ship again. Yes. So here I'm going to heal this Uther. I'm going to go for this Gazlo, and if you notice my positioning, I'm staying about as far back as I can on all fronts. Staying way back here. Making sure nobody's coming in from the east or the south. That was a good one that blew the Murky back towards us. So if your positioning's good, you can cut off escapes, but you're likely almost always going to propel people forward. So we're going... Oh, that was a misclick. Oh, I went mule. Ooh, I really, really did not want mule at all. Let's see if there's anything I can mule up over here. It is very, very easy to switch targets on this. And if you want to cancel it, just click yourself and like move a little bit. Pretty easy to get out. And it's a pretty cool thing that you could sit here and heal and like still commit to the objective. Like I was able to attack that chest and also heal the Gazelle that was there. So I've got to find something to do with my mule here, otherwise it's just going to get even worse. What's kind of cool there, that was a nice disruption of the turn-in thanks to that grenade. See, that's something you gotta watch out for there. Like, the Nova came and sniped me. Nothing I could do until I'm just out of combat for a while. That Nova's doing the right thing. She's getting some poke on me. And that's kind of what she needs to do. So we're down a turn-in and about a half over here. This Uther should really be tanking this camp with me. Yep. So, like, the surprise ganks, they're a bit of an issue. Nova, come... Oh my god. Just in case she was over there. So I don't really have good comp for a stim drone, so I'm going to go the medevac on this one. If we get like all kind of a wipe over the chest, we can get back to wherever we want fairly quickly. Didn't want to walk forward there. See here, I got it. Caught by the Murky, but at least he died quick. If I have a night, see, yeah, that Nova's definitely doing a pretty good job of poking me, and that's how you kind of counter her a little bit. I really wonder why I'm dealing with the Russians over here. This is very strange. Yeah, they're turning in like crazy. We're definitely not having a good go with this one over here. I would suspect that they're going to be going for the boss pretty soon over here. And we really do not have good comp for the boss unless the Nova winds up tanking it. But this is a good chance for the medic ship after this. Yeah, see, there's nothing I can do here whatsoever. Grenade's pretty decent as a scout, but she definitely has some shortcomings, but she's a really solid healer if you have good comp and can kind of stay behind people. Good tanks are really key, and since we don't have a tank over here, there's only so much she's going to be able to do. So here we have the dreaded tier 13. Because the Nova is doing a good job at poking me, I'm going to be going with couples therapy. Hopefully we'll have a situation in which I can use my ship, but it remains to be seen. Trying to get this Nova over here. Seems we've shrink-rayed the radar. But as you can see, mana's definitely an issue at this point. We finally started to get some turn-ins. But as you can see, her sustain is just a little rough. That was a pretty big fight. And mana was an issue. The good thing is, at least if you have some mana, you're going to be able to get a heal out. So if we had more people there, I think I would have medevaced us to where the Uther was, but since it was just Nova and I, it didn't seem like it was worth it to burn that cooldown. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Got him. Wow, that was actually the real Nova. If we had gone kind of ham on that, we might have been able to finish her off. I'm getting kind of focused pretty hard there. Not that I could really do, however, Nova almost died. So because of that Nova and a Kale and all over there, I'm going to go with the double safeguard. I just really can't imagine what using the grenade talents would be like. The thought of a grenade build, a grenade build medic just doesn't seem bright at all. Although eventually leading to a slow grenade, the slowing grenade and everything could be interesting. That might surprise people. Ah, fucking prawn. I wonder if that's from District 9. Ah, there's a Nova over there. There's definitely a Nova over there. Now this, yeah, see, this is where you're gonna have trouble as Morales. There's not a whole lot you can do if they collapse on you. There's just nothing you can do. So at this point, we're down a nice little 12 to 16 here. I'm about on par with the enemy Morales, except for the kills. I've done a little bit more damage than her. She's out-healed me slightly. The XP contribution's crap, though. Mostly because I can't do anything. Aranova is definitely behind their Nova. I'm surprised experience-wise this one is close as it is, because it does feel like we're getting crushed. Let's see. I can't use it here? Huh. That seemed a little strange. You have to realize that you don't want to use Safeguard unless the person is going to be taking damage. If they're running a retreat like that, you don't even need to do it. Like that Uther is too far in for my comfort. That exposes me really badly to get in there. Yeah. Can't do that. However, if you notice, I'm out of combat over here, and I've definitely regained a lot of health. So it is pretty quick. So when you're overcharging somebody and you create the shield, you don't actually use mana. You only use mana when healing. So I'm going to take a quick trip back to Nexus, get my mana back up. I think she's really solid, and I think she will not be OP because of the mana usage. I think that's her check and balance. Murky Zig's a little risky, but not too bad. See, that's pretty cool. I was able to walk a pretty decent distance away and keep my heal beam on him and start going for this chest. The heal beam is definitely pretty strong. And I get to poke at their Morales a little bit. But I have to get in there. Oh, this is too far. I shouldn't have followed that Gazlo. That Gat is trying to keep that Gazlowe alive, pull me out of position, which was really, really stupid. That's going to be something that Morales players are going to have to make valid decisions on, and it's probably going to catch them a lot of shit. You're probably going to get a lot of people going, oh my god, Morales noob, not healing, whatever. But you really have to stay back, and if your healing targets just dive too far in, there's not a whole lot you can do. So the enemy, Morales, went Trauma Trigger. She went Bio Shield just like me. She went Mule, which was an accident. Or I went Mule. She did Cleanse. She did the Stim Drone, Couples Therapy, Inoculation. I did Shield Sequencer. And she went the Caduceus Reactor talent. Feel like taking this turn over here and being alone is risky. Because if there was the Nova getting ready to snipe over there. And they got a boss. But at least we got a turn in. The thing about the grenades that you have to remember is they will absolutely get tanked by anything in the way. Oh god. Utter melt. That was really huge combo on the enemy team's part there. I mean, I'm actually surprised I melted that fast. Alright, so we'll see what the final tally is, and then we will call it a video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this look at Lieutenant Morales, the medic over here, on the first day that she's gone live. So I wound up being 6-4, which is absolutely horrible. She went 18-1. Definitely a more cohesive team. On the other side over there, our Nova was just a tool. Although she did do some work. So I finished at 61k, she finished at 69, and just really had a bad game of it there, unfortunately. Final check on the talents: the 2 Novas, Ambush Snipe, Remote Delivery, compared to Gathering Power, 1 in the chamber, Triple Tap, Precision Strike, Lethal Decoy, Advanced Cloaking, Railgun, Double Fake. So this is the decoy DPS build. Fast Reload. I think she was going the Snipe build. Will sell from Permanent Cloak. Your movement speed and you heal for... Yeah, she didn't need to pick that. There's no reason why that Nova needed to pick Advanced Cloaking when they had a Rhaegar and a Morales. Just way overkill on the sustain. Me compared to the enemy Morales, so we did that. There was we differed in a few spots. This was an accident. I wouldn't have gone Cleanse, but it was an accident to get Mule. I didn't really even get to use it properly. She went to Stim Drone. Stimming Nova wouldn't be too bad. I just thought our comp was way too shit to risk it, and on that map, I really thought Medevac would be the way to go. I went to Shield Sequencer. She went Inoculation. Yeah. Alright, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on Lieutenant Morales, the medic from Starcraft, the newest hero in Heroes of the Storm. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give a like and subscribe down below. And also look for me on Twitter and Twitch, as I will hopefully be streaming some Morales games over the next few days. Take care, everybody.